Hi everyone, welcome to Zed Lessons. Hope everybody is having an amazing time. Today we are going to be answering the 2018 paper 1 paper. It's carrying 70 marks and it's 1 hour 45 minutes. I have some really interesting stuff to show you in this paper. It's packed with a lot of stuff, a lot of interesting stuff, and I think you're going to highly benefit from every one of them, especially if you're writing the exam this coming month. I hope to do the best that I can to make everything that I explain as simple and straightforward as possible. This is a very interesting paper and very special one in that it's very rare. Trust me, honestly, 2 months ago I wasn't able to find this paper on Google or anywhere else. Just stumbled upon it somewhere, but it's very, very rare. If you want, you can Google it, 2018 computer studies. You'll find no paper is listed there. So you are in luck in case you have just stumbled upon this video and you are wondering. This is a very precious paper. You'll find that even on YouTube it's not available. So I'm really excited to share this paper with you. So let us start the paper. This is the instruction. The first page is about the instructions. You can read, you can pause the video. As always, I'm not going to bore you down with all these instructions. Feel free to read them at your own time. Otherwise, let us begin with this section A, questions. This is section A and it carries 15 marks each. Carries 1 mark. So 15 questions, 1 mark each. 15 marks. So we should answer all the questions in this section. Let us start with the first question, question 1. All right, let me just zoom in so that you can clearly see. I think this is better, much better. Question 1 reads as follows: the CPU can be classified as dash device. The correct answer here is C. It is classified as a processing device because it's responsible for processing the data and instructions and turning that into something that is useful for the user. Let us go to question 2. Which of the following is used to insert a drawing done by a user in a Word document? So which of these is used to insert a drawing done by a user? So the correct answer here is C, picture. If I go in I search for my Word program, as always, as I like to do this always, I want to demonstrate this so that you may see for yourself that this is what Mr. Nzova is talking about, rather than things that's just coming out of his head, you know. I want to show you everything. Okay, so let's just wait for it to load. Let me open a blank document because this is just a demonstration. So this is our Word program. You might be wondering, I've made a good and impressive drawing. Maybe you want to post it somewhere, you want to print it on a plain paper, any material, and you're wondering, how can I bring it into my Word program? All you have to do is go on the Insert tab and see a section that is saying Pictures. This is where you are able to insert a picture from. When you right click there, you'll be able to choose a location on your computer and you'll be able to insert your picture. So let me just select this logo by ECZ and insert it, and you'll be able to see the picture inserted in a web program. So this is how you do it. You're able to insert using that picture feature. As you can see, this is very simple, straightforward. Question 3 reads as follows. The electronic parts inside a computer are called what? So what do we call the electronic parts inside a computer? These are called hardware. I know you might be thinking hardware is not electronic, only software, but you should be very careful in understanding the question here. It says electronic parts. Having looked at the multiple choice question, as you can see, they're referring to things that you can touch and feel. But what's the correct term? What do we call them? It's called hardware, because hardware, these are electronic components. For example, your hard drive, that's hardware and it uses electricity. Therefore, it's an electronic part. As you can see, we're referring to electronic parts. Not so. The keyboard is an electronic part. But since we're referring to inside a computer, we're talking about things that are found like the RAM. The RAM, you can touch it, it's an electronic part and all that stuff. So that's the answer, C. Let us go to question 4. The recycle bin can what? What can it do? What can the recycle bin do? Can it copy? Can it compress? Can it store? Can it archive? The correct answer is that it can store. The reason why I'm saying that it can store is that archive is also about storing things that are odd things or odd stuffs. You can think of storing videos or audio when you're storing them for backup or safe use for future reference. That's so archiving, not so. So therefore, it's also a form of storing. But if you say store, which means that archive is also in this answer here, store. So this is the right answer, store, because when you store, automatically even archiving is also a form of storing. So that's the correct answer here. The recycle bin can store. When you delete stuff from the computer, it goes directly to the recycle bin, waiting for you to either delete it permanently or retrieve it. So it's been stored there. Your file is stored in the recycle bin. Therefore, the answer is C. Question 5 reads as follows. A memory stick is a type of what? Is it magnetic storage, optical state storage, sequential storage, or solid state storage? The correct answer is solid state storage, D. So this is the correct answer. And the reason why it's the correct answer is because a solid state storage means that it doesn't have any moving parts inside. It's static. Unlike the magnetic storage, there are moving parts there, optical storage and so on. These are storage devices. When you see optical, it means that you're using light to store your data. Magnetic storage, you're using magnetic properties to store data. Sequential storage, you're using like a tape. You loop through a tape and all that stuff in sequence. But since a memory stick doesn't have moving parts and it doesn't use magnetic properties or light properties or a tape, therefore the answer is D. Hope I've made myself clear on this one. Question 6 reads as follows. A computer virus is dash. So what is a computer virus? Is it copyright, hardware, liveware, or software? The correct answer is software, because then again, software is any program that has been designed to do something, not so. That is software. Those are just instructions of how to perform a task or tasks. And a virus also performs tasks, not so. So therefore, it qualifies to be a software. Let us go to question 7. One function of an operating system is to what? So what is one function of an operating system? The answer is A, because the operating system is responsible for controlling the resources of a computer. All resources, either storage, input, output, processing, all the things that go inside the computer, every single aspect, whether controlling the fan cooling system, you name it, Everything is done and controlled by the operating system. So that's the answer A. Let us go to question 8. Question 8 reads as follows. The legal agreement between the software maker and the user of the software is called what? So what do we call the legal agreement between the software maker and the user of that software? The correct answer is end user license agreement. So this is the correct answer, C. C is the correct answer, because when you're using software, for example Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp, you are the end user. You are the person who ends up using the final product. So you make an agreement between those that create the software. For example, Mark Zuckerberg's company, his team and all that stuff. If it's Facebook, or if you're on Twitter, Elon Musk and his legal teams and all that stuff, you make the agreement on how to use that particular software. So therefore that's the name of the software. The legal agreement. The legal agreement is the end user license agreement. Let us go to question 9. It reads as follows. Which of the following is the strongest password? So as you can see from the list of passwords, these passwords that we have been given, these options, which one looks to you as the strongest password? In order for you to answer this question, you must first understand what does it mean to have a strong password. A strong password is a password that is hard to guess. Not anyone can guess like 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, he opens up your computer. No, that's a weak password. A strong password is a password such that even you, the owner, you can forget that password. You have to write it somewhere. It's very hard to remember, hard to guess, and so on. I hope you're getting my concept here. So as you can see, 2018 is very simple. Maybe 2018 something happened to you, maybe you finished school and someone will be able to guess. Boom, 2018, 2018. The computer is now opened. This is the weakest password on this list. Peter 3 is also the weak, because maybe your name is Peter and you are born on the 3rd or in March. You know, a person might guess this password. D, B and C seem to be competing against each other, but you can tell from the list from B to C, you can compare that C is ultimately the best and the strongest password, because it involves not only letters and numbers but also special characters, the exclamation mark and the question symbol. Not so, the question mark symbol. So as you can see, C ultimately wins. So the correct answer here is C. 10 reads as follows. The intersection of a column and a row in a spreadsheet is called what? So when you have a column and a row in a spreadsheet, what do we call that when they intersect? We call that the cell. Okay, so C is the answer. Let me show you, as I do always. Let me just cancel this word program that we are referring to, because if I open too many programs, the video might lag. Let me just close these programs and open my Excel program. I want to show you, in case you don't have an idea of what a cell is, I'm going to clearly demonstrate to you, because all I want is for you to pass your exams. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all I want for you. Actually, I'm lying. I want something more from that. I want someone to become the next Bill Gates, the next Elon Musk. From watching my channel, I know this is a very ambitious goal, but you know, anything can happen. So as you can see, this is our worksheet here. As you can see, these little rectangles that you are seeing here, these are called cells, and they have a address. As you can see here at the top left corner, this is a address. So as you can see on top, the columns are labeled using capital letters and the rows are labeled using numbers. So as you can see, when I choose, for example, this cell, when I click this cell, as you can see, C is highlighted because this cell I've clicked is in row C. Then if you look at your left hand side, the rows are indicated using numbers, and you can see the 4 is also highlighted. So as you can see, the columns and the rows are intersecting, they are meeting at a certain point. This is what we call the cell. Hopefully I've made myself clear on this one. Let us move on to the next question. Question 11 says, importing involves what? Does it involve cutting, moving, scanning, or uploading? Importing involves D. If we look at the list of options that we have been given, the best answer here is D. The reason why D is the best answer is because when you want to import something, for example, you have created a picture in a different program and you want to take that picture into Microsoft Word, the Word program. So you're importing, not some. So uploading is transferring a certain file on your computer system. So you designed that picture and it's on the computer system. That is some sort of like you have uploaded it in your computer system, not so. So now, since that image you have designed is uploaded on that system of yours, you can now import it in whichever program you like. You can send it into Word, you can send it into Excel, PowerPoint, all that stuff. So importing involves uploading. That's the answer. That's the best answer I can think of. I don't know. This calls for arguments. You can give your suggestions in the comment section if you find this answer a little bit fishy, but that's all that I can think of at the moment. That's the best answer I can come up with because it makes sense more than the 3 we have on top. Let us go to question 12. How can backache be prevented when using the computer for a long time? This is by adjusting what? Should we adjust the chair to suit the user height? Yes. There is a funny answer here which I noticed, and this is C. It says adjusting user height. How can you adjust your height? This is witchcraft, that's magic. How can you adjust your height, honestly speaking? So this is why I say A is the answer. You can easily adjust a chair as compared to adjusting your height. If a person adjusts his height to suit to suit the chair, I mean, honestly speaking, I'll stop teaching computer studies. I'll stop because that defies everything that I know. You know what I mean? So the answer here is A. So when you're answering certain questions, you might even start to laugh during the exam, and the examiner will think you have gone insane, Yeah, but these things are very funny. Obviously, the person who was preparing this paper was a sort of a comedian or something. Maybe it was Maza or anybody, but this is very funny, I'm telling you. Let us go to question 13. Which key can move the cursor backwards without deleting text in a document? So which key here? Is it the backspace, the down arrow key, enter key, or the left arrow key? So the correct answer here is the left arrow key. Alright? Because think about it, backwards, when you are looking directly to your computer screen, left means backwards in terms of text and right means forward. So let me demonstrate what I'm talking about. Let's say my cursor is here, not so, and I choose to click it there between those letters there. If I press my left arrow key, I continuously press it. As you can observe, the cursor is moving from right to left. So this is what they're talking about in the question. I'm using my left arrow key. If I press, however, the right arrow key, it is moving towards the right or forward. So as you can see, the answer is the question is talking about backwards. Therefore, we use the left arrow key. That's the answer for this question. Let us move on to question 14. Computer networks that are connected between distant towns are called what? So what do we call computer networks that are connected between distant towns? Maybe Chingola, Chilabombwe, Kitwe, and all that stuff. All that awesome stuff, yeah. What network do we use to connect such computers? The correct answer here is MANS. Not a man as in a male, but MAN. This is an acronym. Metropolitan Area Networks. MAN. So metropolitan comes from the word metro, which means it's for some sort of urbanization. You're living in a town and all that stuff. So that's where the M comes from. Metropolitan. So it's connecting computers in different towns or cities and all that stuff. Let us go to the last and very final question of this section here. Question 15 reads as follows. Which of the following is an example of page orientation? So which of the following is an example of page orientation? Is it cursor? No, this is a dumb one. Cursor, margins. This doesn't make sense, margins, because margin, this is just a borderline. Therefore, the answer is landscape. Page orientation is how a page is placed. Its orientation. That's how I can best say it. How it's placed. How it's displayed. I'm not an English teacher, so forgive me if I use certain words that don't make sense. I'm a computer scientist. I can't do all that stuff. So that's it. It's landscape. If I open my Word, oh my God, today is an awesome day. Not so. We are just busy opening programs. Let us open Word. Since this is the last question, why not? Let us just open our Word program. And I'll be able to show you how different orientations look like. Besides, orientation simply means the horizontal side of the page and the vertical side of the page, which is bigger and smaller and all that stuff. So let's say in order for me to show you clearly, let me open a new one. Let me open a new one. And I'm going to use something like this. A template. Hope you are remembering those templates from your class. I'm using a template. Oh yeah, there is the template. This is the template. As you can see, if I zoom out, let me just zoom out. I want to show you something very magical here. The horizontal side of the page, as you can see, this horizontal side, left to right, it looks shorter or smaller than the vertical side here, top to bottom. So this is called portrait. When the horizontal side is narrower than the vertical side. This is how a plain paper looks like. This is how most books come, the pages and all that stuff. But if I go on where it says layout, the layout tab, you'll be able to see where it tells me to set up my page in a way that I can change the orientation. So here under page orientation, if I click there using my left mouse button, I am able to see two options, portrait and landscape. And by looking at these two icons here, you're able to see the difference. Not so. So if I click on landscape, you see what will happen. Wait for it. It's taking too long. As you can see, it has changed. It has shifted. It's now longer or wider in the horizontal side of the page and shorter in the vertical side of the page. So that's what's going on here. No need to be afraid. It's a simple concept. Therefore, that marks the end of section A. Join me now in answering section B. So let us jump right into section B. The questions read as follows. There are 15 questions in this section, so we should answer all the questions in section B. So let us jump right into it. Question 1 says, the only time the cursor moves from right to left is when text is dash aligned. So which is the only time when the cursor moves from left to right? So remember, when you're writing in class, you don't write from your right to the left. No, the letters move from left side of the book to the right side of the book. This is what they're talking about. But when you're using the computer, for example, I'll demonstrate in a Word program very soon. When you are typing, you know that letters move from left to right. So now they're asking which is the only time that when letters can move from right to left. And the answer is when text is right aligned. So that's the answer. Let me show you in Microsoft Word. Let's say I type something. I am enjoying the lesson. I'm enjoying the lesson. Let's even put a exclamation mark because you are very excited. Not so. Hope you are very excited, by the way. So now imagine what happens. So now, as you were able to observe, the letters were moving from what? From the left side of the page to the right. So now let us do something very special. We are in the Home tab here under the paragraphs group. Let us go where it says align right, and this will allow the text to move from right to left. So let us click that, and have you seen what is happening? So instead of the letters moving from left to right, when I start typing, let me type so let's say I now type the letters here at Zed Lessons. I'm enjoying the lessons here at Zed Lessons. Have you seen? It also rhymes, you know. This rhymes. So this is what I'm talking about. As you can see, the letters now move from the right side of the page to the left side of the page. So that's what right align means, everyone. So that's the answer. Let us go to question 2. A dash and a dash can both be used to capture images in a document by typing. So what can be used? The answer here is picture and clip art. So you can use picture and clip art if you want to capture images into your document. I earlier showed you in section A the use of the picture option, and we were able to insert the ECZ logo. So this is what they are talking about here. Let us go to question 3. Video conferencing makes use of computers, communications equipment, and dash. So what's the other requirement to have a video conference? The internet, which is a network. So the internet is a requirement when you're having a video conferencing. I don't know if that is even said correctly. Just have mercy on me. When you're having a video conference, you need internet connectivity, not so, to connect with different devices. So therefore, that is the answer here. Let us go to question 4. A network formed using two phones to exchange music is called what? By the way, don't be, too comfortable with exchanging music because that's copyright, my friend. I'm just joking. I do it all the time. But anyways, what is that network? What do we call that network? The network is called peer-to-peer network. So as you can see, peer-to-peer, you're using a phone and another phone to exchange resources and data and information. So that is called a peer-to-peer network. Let us go to question 5. A computer system consists of 4 major hardware components. This is input, processing, storage, and output. You have been singing this song ever since you were in grade 8. This can be a difficult thing to do or to answer. So therefore, that's the answer. Input, processing, output, and storage. So those are the 4 major hardware components. You need input devices, storage devices, output devices, and processing devices. This is basically what they're talking about in terms of hardware. So let us go to question 6. The common name for the return key is what? So when I tell my learners in class, hit the return key, they're like, what is it talking about? I'm simply saying hit the enter key. So the correct answer here is enter key. So that's the key you should hit when I say press the return key, press the return key, you know, and you're puzzled. They are puzzled all the time, you know. I think those that are designing keyboards should just type on that keyboard instead of writing enter. They should just put return so that they can get used to it. But maybe enter has a nice ring to it, you know. Imagine if you are entering into another person's house, then you are saying, should I return? Instead of saying, should I enter in the house? Should I return in the house? Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, I'm a bit of a comedian, by the way. So if you're enjoying this, I would like to get your feedback. Let us go to question 7. The dash printer produces output by spraying smaller drops of ink on paper. So which type of printer does this? The correct answer is the inkjet. All right, the inkjet printer. Hopefully that's the answer. Yes, it's the inkjet. The inkjet sprays electrically charged ink particles on a paper. That's how you're able to see those characters when you type. You're able to see them on the plain paper. Question 8 says, a dash is a set of instructions that tell the computer what to do. Honestly speaking, even a grade 8 who just started a week ago could answer this one. Clearly, these grade 9s, you grade 9s, if you are listening, you can't fail this, obviously. It's called a program or software. So all those are valid answers. Let us go to question 9. And dash, I know it sounds very, very funny, but the answer that we put here will make all the difference. And dash is an electronic form of a letter sent from one user to another using the dash. So what do we call this electronic form of letter that we send using dash? So the correct answer here is email. An email is an electronic form of a letter sent from one user to another using the internet. So the internet and email are the answers for this question. Let's go to question 10. Dash is making use of many media such as text, images, sound, animation, and video. So what do we call that? The correct answer is multimedia. So multimedia is making use of different forms of media such as text, images, sound, animations, and video. One example I can give you is Facebook. When you're on Facebook, you are able to send GIFs, which are like a form of animation type. You're able to send sound. You're able to send images. You're able to send text, videos. So that's a platform that supports multimedia type of system. So the correct answer here is multimedia. As you can see, multimedia. That's the answer for question 10. Let us go to question 11. What term is used to add in motion graphics on a computer slide presentation? So what term do we call that? The correct answer is animation. So when you animate your graphics on the computer slide presentation, they will begin to move. Let me show you by let me just close Microsoft Word, because then again, if I open too many programs, the video will begin to lag. This PC I'm currently using as a low RAM. The RAM is very low. So let me open PowerPoint. By the way, if you're interested in PowerPoint, I have a couple of videos on this channel where I did some couple of months ago where I did some PowerPoint practical questions. You can feel free to check them out. You are at liberty. So let us open this blank presentation. Let me do something here. Let me type something for you out there. I love my subscribers. Yep, I love you, my subscribers, wherever you are, even though we have never met. You are awesome people. So imagine you want to animate this, because this is precious. This is very precious, you know. You want to animate it. You want it to look very, very, very beautiful. So how do you do it? How do you do it? I want to get rid of this this. Let us get rid of it. Let's just cut it, let's just cut it. Imagine you want to animate this slide. All you have to do is go where it says animation in the animations tab, and I'm going to use a certain animation that used to freak everybody when our teacher used to play it in class, the bouncy thing. As you can see, the letters are bouncing, so I'm adding animation. As you can see, all these are animations. I'm adding animations to my graphics. So this is what the question is talking about. Even swivel, we can swivel. As you can see, this is what we're talking about. So that's the answer here. The answer is animation. Let us go to question 12. Dash is the keeping of computer files for future reference in case of loss of original files. The answer here is a backup. So when you back up stuff, anything, any file, you are keeping it safe for future reference in case the original document is lost. And trust me, I lose a lot of documents because my computer is like a classroom, everything keeps on moving about and all that stuff. So I back up very, very, very frequently. So that's the answer there. Question 13 says the dash key is used to start a new line in a Word document. So what key is used to start a new line in a Word document? Bear with me if I open Word a lot of times. This is why I like software. If Microsoft Word was a person, he or she would have said, "What's the matter with you? Every time you're calling me, you're calling me, you're calling me." But this is software, no? Oh, software is awesome stuff, people. Software is awesome stuff. Okay, so now imagine I have typed something. Computer studies. Let's hope you're able to see. Let me just zoom in. I've typed computer studies, not so. So now imagine I want to start the new line. All I have to do is press the return key. I know all those that hate to use the return key. Just get used to this, man. The enter button is the return key. Just keep on saying that. The enter button is the return key. The enter button is the return key. So that's the button we have to press, and we'll be able to go below, start the new line. So I can type computer studies, exam is near, with an exclamation mark, because it's near, very near. Hopefully you are prepared for it. So that's the function of the return key. If you want, you can say enter or return key to be marked by the ECZ. Question 14 says unauthorized use of ICT system with the view of changing data is called what? So what do we call the unauthorized use of ICTs? That is called hacking and cracking. By the way, hacking is not a bad thing, There are two types of hackers: white hat hackers and black hat hackers. I know that is like rapping and rhyming, yeah, but that's a thing. You can look it up on Google. So white hat hackers are those hackers that are paid by organizations so that they can see whether a system is secure or not, and if the system is not secure or secure, they'll end up paying them anyway. But black hat hackers are the ones that we're talking about here. They're very dangerous people. Sometimes nowadays it's not even fair to say dangerous people, because they can be even just software. Software is hacking you. Someone has programmed it, We're living in a very, very dangerous age. I wonder how our children will live in 2050. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very different world, Question 15 reads as follows. Alphanumeric refers to dash and dash. So what is meant by alphanumeric? So when you look at the word alpha, it rhymes with alphabet. Numeric we're talking about numbers and numerals, digits, and all that stuff. So alphanumeric refers to the use of numbers and letters, like the password we saw earlier. It was a form of alphanumeric password. There were letters used and numbers used and all that stuff. Therefore, that marks the end of section B. We have scored 20 marks. This is how revision should be. You know what I mean? So without wasting any much of your time, let us jump right into section C. Welcome back, everybody. This is the last section in this question paper. Section C. It has 25 marks in total, and there are 4 questions in this section. So let us go to question 1. Study the picture of the interface below and answer the questions that follow. I know that you might not be seeing this clearly, but trust me, I'll do the best that I can to explain this interface of Windows 7. Oh my god, I miss Windows 7. When you started, it was like playing that car, very interesting sound. Ding, ding. It was very, very beautiful, if you had the privilege to use it back then. Anyway, let us go to question A. Give the name of the user interface shown above. So clearly you can see graphics, not so. You're able to see icons and all that stuff. For example, this is wow. Zed Lessons, my friend, has the coolest logo, am I right? I wonder, honestly speaking. Anyway, as you can see, this is a graphical user interface. You can see these icons, you can see all these, you can right click and the menu pops up. You're able to choose from the menu, you can create folders, you can drag things, you can press all that stuff. You're able to interact with the computer, you can adjust the sound using icons and all that stuff. This is awesome stuff. So this is a graphical user interface. This is what they're talking about in the question. So if we go back to the question, this is called a graphical user interface. This is the graphical user interface, okay? The graphical user interface, because we're able to see things in a graphical manner. You're able to see icons and all that stuff. Let us go to question B. Identify parts labeled A and B. So this is part A, this is B. So part A is called the taskbar and part B is called the start button. As you can see that icon on the bottom left corner. You can also see it on my PC here. So this is the start. As you can see, it has also labeled, it has shown us the label that it's the start button. So it's the start button, and this is what we are calling part A, the taskbar. It shows all the things that we have pinned on the taskbar, and it also shows the programs that we are currently working on that have been basically opened or are currently opened. So as you can see, my Word program is opened, Adobe Acrobat is opened, files are opened. So as you can see, those are the answers. Taskbar, Windows Start button. Let us go to part C. What is the use of part C? The use of part C, which is part C there? It's a container that stores multiple files, e.g. music or audio files, documents, videos, and all that awesome stuff. So it contains and stores different things. So as you can see, I have this. So this is where I place everything that I need to upload in this uploads folder. Folders are very useful because they help you organize items that are of similar interest or anything similar in nature. You can have a file for your favorite movies, your family photos, a folder for almost anything you feel like placing in a folder. Hopefully I've made myself clear. Question D reads as follows. From the diagram, which icon can be double-clicked to open the internet? So from the diagram, which icon can be double-clicked to open the internet? So as you can see, we are able to see Chrome there. So we are able to visit the internet using Google Chrome. As you can see, as for me, I have Firefox, Mozilla here. Yeah, as you can see, when we are referring to our diagram here, we're able to visit the internet using Google Chrome. I also see something that looks like the MTN logo, so clearly we can also use this to connect to the internet. But I find that just use whichever answer you want, but for me, I prefer you choosing Google Chrome here, because maybe this is just a picture of MTN and you end up missing a mark. So just go for Google Chrome and all will be all right. Let us go to part E. Name two folders shown in the diagram above. So in the diagram above here, they are my documents folder and the Sage evaluation folder. By the way, if you're not able to see what a folder looks like, on Microsoft Windows, folders appear in this form, like an icon of a folder. I don't know if this is a yellowish color. Yeah, these are all folders. Okay, so that's how you should be able to identify which is a folder and which is not a folder. So we are finished with this part 1. Let us go to part 2. The figure below shows the computer system. So this is the computer system. We're able to see A, the monitor, B, the system unit, E, the speaker, C, the mouse, and D, the keyboard. So let us answer the questions that follows. Apart from device C and D, name two other devices not shown in the figure which can be used for input. Sorry for that. So which other device can be used for input? So which other devices? There are lots. Clearly there are lots. This is a general answer question. You can choose whichever input device you feel like. But for me, I chose scanner and microphone, the most popular input devices that anyone might know or have an idea of. So those are the answers: scanner and microphone. B says, give one device from the diagram that can be useful for a person who is physically disabled. So which other device, which device from the diagram here? Clearly, as you can see, E is a speaker, not so. So you might be aware that there are certain programs that allow people who cannot see properly enable a screen reader, and they'll be able to read or interact with the computer just by listening to the sound. So we can use the speaker. So therefore, that's my answer here. We can use the speaker, and obviously when you choose a device name there, you should give also a reason. So the reason is that it's useful for people who are visually impaired. They can't see properly. So that's my answer. So that's the answer. Let us go to question C. State the part on the diagram where inspection of data entered takes place. Where does it take place? When I open my calculator, program, I'm able to see the answers of whatever I'm typing. For example, 5 times 4, it is a 20. I'm able to inspect whatever I'm doing, the data I'm entering, not so. So therefore, we're able to inspect it through the monitor, which is A. You should add the letter pointing to the device and then write the name of the device. So as for me, I wrote the device as A and it's the monitor. So it's clearly showing all the answers. Let us go to D. On a smartphone, the function of device are done by what? So the functions of the device are done by what? Clearly they are done on the touch screen, because when you are touching the screen, you're able to perform different functions on the device. So therefore, that's my answer. I don't know your take on this one. You can feel free to give your answer in the comment section. Let us go to E. Write down 2 advantages of using laptops rather than desktop computers. This is general knowledge, my friend. So the answer is laptops are very portable. You can carry them anywhere you feel like carrying them, in the bus, on the train, anywhere. And laptops have low power usage. They consume less power because there are fewer electronic parts and they don't overheat and all that stuff. So those are the answers for these questions. Let us go to question 3. Question 3 reads as follows. Study the diagram below. So this is the diagram, and as you can tell from the diagram, this is Microsoft Excel, the spreadsheet program. Question A reads as follows. Name the parts labeled A and B. So what are the parts labeled A and B? So A is the formula bar. This is where we enter formulas. And B is the cell that we previously looked at in the previous questions. So those are the answers, formula bar and cell. Let us go to the next question. Give the cell reference for the part labeled B. So this cell here, what's the cell reference? Don't get confused when they say cell reference. What they mean is that when you are referring to that cell, what's its address? Basically they're talking about its address. So let me open Microsoft Excel. By the way, you can say bye-bye to the web program for this video. Clearly, all the questions pertaining to Word are gone. We salute you, Word. Don't get annoyed that we use you too much. We don't have a choice. Let us open Microsoft Excel. Let us open a blank document or a blank workbook. I'm joking. So imagine we choose, let's refer to the diagram here. As you can see, it is on the top left corner of the worksheet. So let us add it here. This is the default location when you open the program. So as you can see, if you look here, you're able to see the name box. This is where the cell reference of a chosen cell is displayed. So as you can see, it's saying that this cell is located on A1, which is column A, row number 1. As you can see, if we can choose anyone here, H7. As you can see, it is saying the cell reference is H7. H is the column, 7 is the row, H7. So that's what they are talking about when they say cell reference. So that's the answer. The answer here is A1. Let us go to C. State 2 uses of this application in our day-to-day life. So how do we use this program? It is used to perform calculations on data. If you want to carry out anything, for example, you want to create a worksheet that you're able to display or make calculations for you based on your spending habits. You want to create a budget. If you have a business, you want to keep track of your sales and all that stuff. It's able to perform calculations on the data that you give it. It's also used to perform analysis of data. For example, in school, the report forms are out. You are a teacher, maybe you want to track the learner's performance. You're able to run functions in Excel and they're able to give you the average score, the lowest score and all that stuff. It's able to give you a clear picture by analyzing the data statistically. So those are the answers. So let us look at question D. Write down the use of part labeled B. By the way, I was just typing this document, so I might have made a mess here. It's supposed to be part labeled A. This part, this is when I'm just from remembering because I was from typing this just yesterday. So this is supposed to be write down the use of part labeled A. This part here. So this part here is used for entering data or formulas. So as you can see, you can enter a formula here. This is called the formula bar. You can enter formula or you can write data directly. Let me show you, since we have already opened Excel. So this is the formula bar. You're able to write formulas in here. Let's say we have 2, let's say we have 3 here, and we have 5 here, and we want to find the product. We want to multiply these numbers and display the answer here. If we want, we can do it manually. We can say 5 times 3 is 15. We instead of typing in this cell, we can go in the formula bar there and just type 15. As you can see by typing in there, we have also typed in this cell. Not so. Whatever you type in a cell will be displayed in the formula bar. If we want, since we are very smart, all right, Mr. Nsufu has taught us to be smart when using computers. Not so. We shouldn't work hard, but work smart. All right. So we're too smarter than that. Imagine if these are numbers like I don't know. Oh my God, I'm typing letters like 1678 multiplied by let's say 447. Let's just say 47. You can't compute this very easily in your mind, not so. So therefore, formulas are the best way to go. All you have to do is go on the formula bar, tell Excel that you are about to enter a formula. So you press the keyboard equal to symbol, then you just hold your control button, click on that cell you want to multiply. Let's say we want to multiply. We press the asterisk symbol, then we hold the control button again and click that other cell, then we press enter. And as you can see, the answer is now displayed in here. It is displayed in here. As you can see, it is very, very, very useful. So instead of us typing data in here, we have entered a formula. So this is what I'm trying to say. Let us go to the last and final part of this question, question 4. Computers are a useful tool in homes and schools. Question A reads as follows. Give one negative effect of using computers. So one negative effect I can think of is that a user might face health problems from improper use. For example, as I'm presenting this lesson, I've been speaking for more than 30 minutes here straight. So imagine if I do it for maybe 4 hours or something. I will have problems, neck problems, hand problems, and all that stuff. So those are the disadvantages, the negative effects of using computers improperly. B says state 2 health problems associated with using computers apart from backaches. So what are the 2 health problems here? High strain. As you can see, I'm looking at a computer screen and it's very bright. Maybe the room is dark and all that stuff. The lighting is not okay. It's not properly set. I will have high strain problems. Not so. My eyes will begin to pain. I can have repetitive strain injuries because I'm clicking every time I'm trying to display or show something to you. So I might have wrist pains and all that stuff. Feel free to write any answer that you might feel is appropriate for this question and it shall be marked. This is a general question answer. So question C, the last final part of this question paper, which is definitely not the least. Explain 2 ways or methods that can be used to protect information on computers in schools. So what are the 2 ways? The first one is by encrypting sensitive information on the system. For example, by adding a password and all that stuff to restrict others from using the system without permission. The other one is using a stronger password to restrict access by unauthorized users. This is one and the same thing, you know. So feel free to do what is needed to protect your data in schools. Therefore, that marks the end of this paper. Thank you so much. I would love to appreciate all the support that you are giving me on this channel. Starting a YouTube channel from scratch without support is very difficult, but you guys have shown me tremendous support and I highly appreciate that, and I'll do better and better by providing content for you that is the best of high standards. If you're writing exams, good luck. use this material, this video very carefully. Guard it with your heart and soul. Use it, read it, download it, and read it 10, 100 times or so. I'm joking, but read it and view it as frequently as possible. If you didn't understand a certain part, rewind, pause. You can also get in touch with me. You can comment. I'll respond to you. Obviously, I'm not a robot. Obviously, I will be able to respond to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much. And all I can say is I wish you a happy and pleasant day.